We now know what this Kang in Ant-Man Quantumania is looking for. This warrior version of Kang, what he needs to find to escape the quantum realm, because it is very obvious that he's trapped. He's stuck. He's going to try to make a deal, broker a deal with Scott Lang to get him what he needs. He has lost something. And then that starts the beginning of the Kang dynasty. Now, we're going to see multiple other variants of Kang. We're probably going to see a good version somewhere in there. I mean, some would say He Who Remains was good. Some would say he wasn't. But I think we're actually going to see like a superhero version. Could be in the form of Iron Lad. We'll see. But we have lots of news in regards to what Kang is looking for and the weapon that he's going to use, which makes him the most powerful villain that Marvel has ever put in the MCU. Now, a quote from Kevin Feige. Kang's a very powerful person. We meet him. He is in a position where he needs to get that power back. He has a ship and a device that would allow him to go anywhere and anytime he wants if he can get it online. If only he had access to genius scientists with PIM particles, right? And Kevin Feige or Empire Magazine quotes, he has a ship and a device that would allow him to go anywhere and anywhen he wants to if he can get it online. We also get our first picture of Jonathan Majors in his full suit sitting in his chair. That, my friends, is his travel time chair. And that is the important piece that we're going to talk about. Welcome to the Chaos Multiverse, everybody. Jimmy, your Chaos. And they are really setting up the Kang character, not just this Kang character, but every one of them, to take us to a level of villainism that we've never seen. It's going to be multi-layered. It's not just a big bad guy that goes around and kills everybody. This is going to be torture. There's going to be mental warfare. This is going to be a heck of a ride into Phase 5 and Phase 6. So, we know that he has his ship, and we know he needs a device, possibly PIM particles, I don't know, to power his ship and get it back online, because that is his multiversal travel ship. I guess I could call it that. That is the device, or that is the vehicle that he uses to go anywhere he wants to. He could go back to the dinosaur age. He could go forward in time. He can go to a different timeline. That chair is what they have to keep him from getting. That is his secret weapon. The time chair is basically how he has master domain over all the timelines. Now, the question is, and I fully think he's going to get this chair or get this chair powered on or back online at the end of the movie. How does that correlate to the other Kang variants? Are we just going to see separate like storylines and then they're all going to converge together? Because they're not going to just focus on this warrior variant. We're going to have multiple other variants. He's already said that in multiple interviews as well, and they all have. So how is that all going to go? But we do know he's stuck in the quantum realm. We don't know who stole the device. Maybe it's MODOK, maybe it's Bill Murray's character, but he's going to use and manipulate Scott Lang to get the device to power his chair, which does have a cup holder. Yes, it does, which is honestly pretty cool if you ask me. So what does the warrior variant of Kang the Conqueror actually drink while he's traveling in his space chair, his time travel chair from timeline to timeline? I don't know. I would think it's probably like a really subtle Earl Grey tea hot. That's what I would go with. Let me know what you guys think. So the question is now, how is he going to get this chair online? What is going to happen? What piece, what device is he going to use to power it? And a bigger question is, how did he get stuck in the quantum realm? How did this warrior variant, so powerful, get stuck in the quantum realm? Because we know Kang actually originated from Nathaniel Richards, who is a long descendant of Reed Richards, and he's in the year 3000, and he figures out, He Who Remains already told us the story, the comics have told us the story, he figures out that all these multiverses, or these galaxies, not galaxies, these timelines are stacked on top of each other, and he figures out how to manipulate that, and it goes to the point where they have a huge multiversal war. All the Kangs want to vie for complete domination, right? And then he figures out a way with that thing from the Loki series, I don't remember what it's called now, to get rid of all of them. But it looks like he didn't just get rid of a lot of them, he actually trapped them. So my best guess is that He Who Remains, who told Loki and Sylvie up front, if you get rid of me, you're not going to like my variants. He tried to forewarn them, and she didn't listen. She ran him through, which started this whole thing, which, of course, we wanted it to start because this is going to be a wild ride, like I said. But the point is, he trapped some of these other variants. He didn't kill them. he trapped them. And I fully believe that this Kang Warrior variant was trapped in the quantum realm by He Who Remains. But the funny thing is, and the thing that really just makes you think deep, he says, if you kill me, I'll just come back and do it all again. Basically reset it and do it again. So here's what I think, one little small piece of the puzzle. We're going to get multiple Kang variants, right? We've got the Warrior variant. We've seen He Who Remains. I think we're going to get a scientific variant. We could get the Egyptian variant. I think we'll get an actual superhero good side variant like the Iron Lad storyline. But I also think that He Who Remains is going to play a pivotal point. He told us in the Loki season finale, he basically spoiled the fact that he would be back. That's right. He will be back. He's like, it's okay. You do what you got to do, and I'll just come back, and I'll do it all over again. Which tells you right there, we have not seen the last of He Who Remains. And I actually think he'll probably end up at the very end being one of the ones that actually helps them reset everything. And one of two things is going to happen, in my opinion, at the end of Secret Wars. We are either going to have a complete just deja vu moment where He Who Remains literally does this all over again, like he prophesied right before Sylvie killed him, and he said this is what's going to happen, and then it actually happens. Or somehow we are going to get a universal timeline, and all these other timelines are going to be gone. How that would happen, I don't know, because you can't really merge all those variants and everything into one. But I think by the end of Secret Wars, they're going to establish that the 616 universe is the only universe. That's a big one. I know it's a big stretch, but I truly, truly think. And now that we have the rumor that we're going to get the Beyonder Kang variant, well, the Beyonder is going to be a Kang variant in Secret Wars. That's just a whole nother level of what could actually go down. I mean, that's a storyline. It's crazy. The Beyonders, they're on another level when it comes to power and what they can actually do. And they actually travel in between all of time and space, which, I mean, I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how it's going to work with the Celestials. There's so many of these cosmic beings. They're going to be caught up in this somehow, but you wonder how they're actually going to play into the story. This story, man, I feel sorry for the writers that are trying to write Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. It's going to be something. They're going to have to really put it to knock this out of the park and keep everybody along for the ride without completely confusing everybody. But we're definitely going to get multiple Kang variants leading up to the Kang Dynasty, because the Kang Dynasty is what it is. We'll probably see a council of Kangs. We will see Kangs interact with each other. Mark my words. That is definitely going to happen, probably more than once, as we go on this multiverse saga ride. So you guys give me your best guess, but we've seen the time chair. It's there. He's got a cup holder. He can get his drink. He needs something to power this thing. What are your best guesses? I'll see you guys soon.